Hello, hello everyone. I don't know why my head is so big. Anyways, today is our market live. Look what I did. I chopped my hair off. Not sure how I'm feeling about it yet. And then I got some low lights. It feels so good. I get really bad migraines, so I'm hoping this will help with some of that. I also just needed a fresh start, and I love it. Kind of. I'm working on it. My hairdresser messaged me today and was like, hey, are you freaking out yet? Getting Ben on. And I got on today. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hello.
My camera is so close
Yeah.
today. It's like ultra close. Hold on, I'm gonna go shut my door.
Okay.
I was working on getting stuff on today too. So we'll
Nice.
see what that looks like, but let's see what she said. Hold on.
Oh, you are muted. Oh no. Well, if she scrolls over, she can hit the unmute button.
There we
Hopefully.
go.
There we go.
I got it. Sorry, it's because
Woo!
I went to go see a text message. So, hi, Clay. Clay, you want to come on and talk about commercial real estate?
Ooh.
We'll
Plays
bring
an
Clay
up and
on.
coming amazing.
Oh, no, it's not up and coming. He is
Yeah, he
a
really
commercial
is.
agent. Yes.
He's an
His
amazing commercial agent.
tenacity is really good. He does
Yeah.
not give up. So, I'm really proud of him and I'm excited for us to work on some commercial stuff together and what that looks like. And we're going to figure it out together. Hi, Nellie. Okay, so let's get into what does the market look like.
Ooh. I'm excited.
Well, first, let's talk about the home buyers class tonight that we
Okay.
have. Tell me a little bit about it, what we went over last time, who needs to come, all of that good stuff.
So, everyone, if even if you own a home and you're thinking about buying a second home, if you're thinking about selling and upgrading or even downsizing, I think it's got a lot of great information on timeline clarity, understanding the market. It's got just being pre-approved and confidence in the decisions you're making. And it's not too long. I know that can be, and it's on Zoom. And it's super easy. You can leave your camera off. You can ask questions if you want to. We make it very convenient.
I love it. Yeah, so anyone that just wants to know, kind of take out the noise of what's going on in our industry and be able to really focus on what are the next steps and what that looks like and educate yourself from people that are in the business selling and buying homes with clients is huge.
Yep.
So it's just a great opportunity to learn in a very simplistic way. But yeah, we had really good feedback last time. I think it really gained some clarity for some people, gave them next step options. It's a non-salesy, it's just facts and information and just breaking down what seems to be a very complex problem into a very simple solution, partnered with us on what that looks like. So it's tonight, 6 to 7 on Zoom. We'll put the link below to register to make sure that you get out that information. So, Nell, did we miss anything? Maybe she can comment. And she actually, Janelle will put the Eventbrite in the comments for us. That would be amazing.
So hold on. I wanted to just say your hair looks amazing right
Well,
here on live. I love it. You
thank
did a
you.
great job.
I told him he's not allowed to talk about it till
I can now,
tomorrow,
though.
which was yesterday, because I didn't know if I liked it or not.
I
So
love it.
it's a work in progress. You missed that whole thing. I already talked about it.
Oh, you
Okay,
did.
let's
Sorry.
look at our local market for Pierce
Yes.
County. I'm going to do stats a little bit different this time. I pulled them from the Northwest MLS, which is our corporate I call them our corporate boss, really. They're the ones that govern the rules for us, where we put all of our listings as realtors, where we get our forms, all of that. So I'll screenshot of this and put it in the comments. But really, the biggest thing right now is condos are having a hard time selling. And so if you own a condo or you want to buy a condo, it's really important that we do extra due diligence and make sure as a buyer that you know what you're getting into. A lot of them are not financeable, but say that they are. So we need to look and take it a step further through websites to make sure that you can purchase it using your loan. You want to look at HOA dues and what those cover. You want to look at special assessments. What is the HOA doing? There's just a lot that goes into it. So the condo market is just getting hit right now really hard. This actually started a couple years ago, and it's just been continuing on. It started with insurance binders weren't enough for the repairs. We can go into that in another detail, but there's a lot of condos for sale. So there is some opportunity if that's, you don't want yard maintenance, you don't want that, you want the convenience, whether it has a pool or not or whatever, and you just like being around people, or you're trying to downsize, it's not a bad option. Like I said, there's a lot of inventory on the market, so there is some opportunity to really get in there as we know, when things go down, there's going to be an opportunity to go up. So that pocket right now is really great if you can get into a great community, and the dues aren't just astronomical. But yeah, so for the condos for Pierce County, new listings from, and we're going to go year over year. January 2025 to 26 is up 15%. So inventory just continues to rise. Pending sales were about the same, closed sales were about the same, but only about, so 42 closed sales is only about 50% of what is actually happening out there. So when you look at that, what is that, a 6 months inventory supply? So that is a buyer's market for sure. Lots of opportunity. Home prices are still continuing to go up a little bit in the condo market, but you're averaging about 451, 448 is what that came out to. So they're still appreciating. They appreciated year over year about 13%, which is insane considering
Wow.
how much is going on in that market right now. So now moving up to, do you have anything to talk about with condos?
The only thing I would say is if you have tried in the past year or two to buy a condo and maybe you couldn't, it wasn't financeable, there is a path to making it financeable, and it's about education. And that's where the real opportunity is. So if you are still looking for an affordable house or affordable condo and that's what you want and you've been turned down and no one can give you answers, reach out to us. We have some paths to be able to find out what the condo docs are, find out exactly what it would take to get that project approved, and or maybe even approve a project through some non-warrantable options. And that would help us and help you guys make sure that we can kind of move that market. So there's a great opportunity there. And if you want to attack that, reach out to us.
Well, and just think, if you would have bought a condo last year and, just overall in Pierce County appreciated 13%,
It's amazing.
where are you going to get that return on your money? And you're not, I mean, where do you have $397,000 laying around in an account to appreciate at 3%, 13%? These
Agreed.
people made about 50 grand in 1 year. Now, not to say that's going to happen everywhere. I mean, some areas are not appreciating some, and we're going
It's
to get
true.
that on the residential side really quick of overall. But this is all of Pierce County. We're still, we're looking at it macro. We need to look at it micro of your neighborhoods and specific things. Each property is completely different. So this isn't just an overall, this is just Pierce County as a whole. Listings are up 1%, pending sales are up 4%, but closed sales are down almost 11% for residential for Pierce
Mm.
County. What that means is homes are sitting. We're having to see price decreases. Days on market have gone up 18% year over year, and the average sales price lost about 3.7%.
Wow.
So again, though, what Ben and I talk about, this is the long game, okay? Are there some opportunities here? Yes, there's
Mhm.
opportunities everywhere. Even in a condo market where there's 6 months of inventory supply, you can still find the opportunities there. This is a
Mhm.
great time to buy. This is a great time to look at opportunity. Um, and even on the residential side, the inventory is still only about 1.9 months. So that's still a really big seller's market overall. Now, that doesn't mean everywhere, but overall. What do you have to say about that, Benjamin?
I was listening to the Housing Wire this morning, and they were talking about micro markets and different areas in what is a good deal and what is a good market, or what is the kind of comparison. Because if you've been in the business for 20 plus years and you've been through markets like COVID and back in '06, '07, '08, and we may say, hey, the market is different today and here's where we're at. Well, right now, average days on market in a good market, she was saying, is about 70 days. And that's pretty good. When you start going over the 100 days, when it starts slowing down, you get up to the 110 to 120. And now you're definitely in a slower, they didn't say bad market, but definitely slower market. So it's just all relative to what you're comparing to. So just make
Mhm.
sure you're doing your research when you're out looking. And that doesn't mean if a home has been on the market for 60 days that you're going to get closing costs or you're going to get, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand off your house. You want to do comparables and make sure you partner with the right people that help you educate in what is going on with that certain house at that time.
And seller motivation. I mean, it goes all into it.
Hmm.
I mean, you really pay an agent for their negotiation skills, their
Correct.
reputation, what they can do, because if that agent can figure out what the win-win is and set you up for proper expectations, so you aren't going in thinking, yeah, every house I'm going to look at. No, we're going to pre-screen the homes. Has the listing agent spoke to the seller about paying closing costs? What is their mindset around that? We've been on the market 60 days. How are they feeling? Or you've been on a week, like there's still multiple offers happening. Homes are still selling in 4 days with multiple offers and bidding wars. It just really, really depends on the home and seller motivation and what the home is doing compared to others in the area. So.
Correct.
I was looking at buyer interest showings for Pierce County as well. The 400 and below is up 11%,
Mm.
month over month change up 48%. So that means there's more buyers out there interested in that price point. 400 to 700,000 is a crazy number to me. Like those are so, I mean,
Different.
500 to 550 is like a
100%.
different buyer sometimes. So this is a little bit harder to say, but year over year, they're down 11%, but month over month, they're up 34%. And that just goes, so the average is up 39% month over month. What does that mean? Is that there's more buyers out there shopping
Mm.
in all price points
Correct.
right now. There are people interested. Are buyers pulling the trigger as quickly? No. And I think that comes down to an expectation. A lot of realtors got in the market in 2020, 2019, 2021, and 22. They didn't really know, and it's a lack of education in our industry on how to sell the home and do a proper buyer's consultation with the client so that they know what the expectations are. And so that is something we definitely as an industry need to teach better. Because if you're walking into a home and let's say it needs repairs or maybe it's outdated, what does that mean? How much do those things really cost? A lot of people think, oh, a septic tank, it's 100 grand to put in. No, right? Like but when you don't know, that all that money plays a part into it, or you don't know that the location brings value, and you don't know that you're being an investor looking at, wealth building, all of those things, and you don't know how to show a home properly, and you just let them walk around and figure it out, like, okay, what's the next one? No, there's a process and a skill in order to do that. And I just really think our industry has failed a lot of agents in that sense, for education.
Agreed.
So I probably need to do some videos on that.
I was
Okay.
just thinking
What
that.
else do you have to share with us about the market or anything
um,
on your end?
you mentioned something just a moment ago about sometimes clients aren't moving very quick on opportunities. And I would say that when a consumer or client is fully confident in their financial stability and where they're at, they act appropriate to that. So I would say that the better we do as professionals, having great conversations, going over interest rates and payments and understanding what a pre-approval is versus a full underwriting pre-approval and a pre-qualification, and getting educated like our class tonight, that helps you see and identify the actual opportunity rather than maybe missing out, because there is lots of opportunities in this market, probably more now than ever.
Mhm.
And there will be a lot more opportunities in the future, and every down there's an up and every up there's a down. It's a yin and yang to everything. So just get educated, come to classes like tonight at 6 p.m. The Eventbrite is in the comments. I saw Janelle put it in there. And that helps create a better market in the future when you're more educated.
Absolutely. It creates confidence, right? As a buyer, you want to be ready, willing, and able. In order to do that, you need to know what you're willing to do, what you're able to do, and get the education so that you're ready to pull the
100%.
trigger when that happens, because it is scary. I mean, we know that, but we don't want to live based on decisions of fear. We want to make based on wealth and your future. And some of us didn't, like some people didn't have conversations growing up about wealth or money, or it was like taboo to talk about in a household. And that now is something, like, let's get it out on the table. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, don't hide in the secret of it. I mean, it's not going to save anything. It's actually just going to make you hold and worry more, and stress you out when it's like, okay, what do we just need to do?
Yep.
Who do I need to contact? What can I do for help? All of that.
Love it. So tonight, 6 o'clock, Zoom, you don't have to be on. Come join us, get educated. If not, we will be doing more in the future. So spread the word, share this. If you know somebody who has said, I want to buy, or I want to refi, or I want to try to invest in the future wealth building of real estate, share that Eventbrite below, connect them with us, and let's get people more educated.
Yeah, and if you have just a ton of equity sitting in your home and you're like, man, this is my forever home, or, I'm content here, let's look at looking at second properties. There is a market right now of people trying to offload second properties out of state, in state. Is there a
Mhm.
vacation place you travel to often? Do you have your kids in college and you're paying,
Mm.
$2,000 a month in rent for them or housing? Like, there's so many options out there
Yep.
that you could really take advantage of and put your money to use, because that house you're in may only appreciate a tiny bit, but when you got two appreciating and you can pay off some of that rent and doing all that and putting more money in your pocket, it's actually a really cool programs out there. So
Yep. All
okay, hold
right.
on, I got to do a card. Let's
Oh,
see,
yep.
what's
We
our
haven't done
talking
this.
point today? We haven't done this in a while.
We haven't.
Okay, hold on, trying to find a good one.
You're supposed to just grab one.
Oh, it's like weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I don't do.
No. Oh, this one works, which I already know your answer is going to be. Have you ever been on a cruise ship? And, and if not, why not? And what are your views on it?
No. Uh, um, I don't want to say I'm scared, but just the thought of being in the middle of the ocean with if I get sick, you're not coming back. They're not turning the car around for me. I do get motion sickness a little bit since the stroke. So, with that being said, a little nerve wracking on being away from civilization in the middle of the ocean with no resources other than what's on the boat.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to take a cruise. He knows that. I think
Mhm.
COVID and then being stuck out there scared us a little bit. And like not I would have to have all my family with me, like my grandkids and my kids and everyone, because I wouldn't want to be like stuck in a way. I would literally panic if I couldn't get a hold of them or do anything. And so that would really, really stress me out. So it's got to be an all or nothing. Like my grandparents, everyone's with me, like we're just doing this together. But I do want to go on the Alaska cruise. My grandma said
Yes.
that was like the most beautiful cruise she had ever been on with my dad, and just the quietness. And so I probably do that with Ben because that's like here locally. It's not, you don't have to
Yeah.
travel too far. We're not going to Florida. The ocean is a very scary place, and I'm terrified of sharks, but I love water. As long as I had some seasickness patches or something. I love the
See.
idea that everything's on the boat and that you can just take advantage of all of that kind of stuff. I think that's cool. I think being able to travel to different countries and just spend a day there and see if you want to go again seems really cool to me, and being able to see different cultures, different waters, all that kind of stuff. So, but I do get really, really seasick. I get sick on a plane, flying on an airplane, a big one. So, okay, well,
Sounds
I'm
like a lot of
excited.
fun.
Yeah, I leave for Atlanta, Georgia on Friday for a big Keller Williams family reunion event. We have Social Con, which is going to have Gary V and Jay Shetty is one of our speakers. I mean, I'm just so Ryan Leak. I'm just so excited. Like, talk about value, value, value. So I will be sharing. So follow along on my social media journey for that, and I'm just excited. Hope to see you guys tonight.
See you guys tonight.
Bye.